Howdy truck folks, this is an LS. This specific is a 5.3 2009. Today we're doing exotic performance main studs. These will fit your Gen 3s, your Gen 4s, the ever popular 4.8, 5.3, 5.7, 6.0, 6.2 I believe. Basically anything from like 02 to what, 14, 13, 14. So yeah, it's pretty universal. It's what we used to call small block Chevy. This is an 09, it's an aluminum block, aluminum caps. Basically to get to this point, you're going to want to remove your engine. You have to have it out. I don't recommend doing this in the vehicle at all. A lot of work here. Full disclosure, you should strip your block, install your bearing caps with your studs, take it to the machine shop, get it line honed. The studs have a higher clamping force than the stretchy bolts, which is why we're doing this, because we don't want the crank to move under higher pressure, start pushing boost, increase driveline pressures. Depending on what you're doing with the engine, you don't want the crank to walk on you. So, that being said, you want to make sure everything's true and straight. At the very least, install new bearings. To do this, you have to strip it. You've got to get the flywheel off. You got to get your rear main housing off, because your rear main cap will not come out without removing the rear main seal housing. So basically strip her down, front cover, rear cover off, so you can get everything out. Pull your side bearings, side bolts, side bolts. Bleh. And then slowly but surely, kind of in the reverse sequence, from the outside in, you want to release everything. You're going to get your oil pan, your pickup tube, your windage tray, get that off, and then work your way from the outside in and get everything released. And then we'll talk about cleaning these threads. Okay, so you want to get everything stripped down, get all your old bolts out. You want to chase these holes. This is a thread chaser. It's available from Exotic, same page as the bolt kit. It'll probably show up at the bottom. You definitely want to do this. Take your time. Don't run this with a power tool by any means. It is only a chaser, but it does have sharp edges. If you get it in there crooked somehow, you're going to mess it up if you're running like a little battery drill, something like that. So chase these out by hand. Once you can spin that in and out freely by hand, make sure you got them all blown out. Keep everything clean. And let's take a look at our new studs. So they show up shrink wrapped, tamper evident seal, so nobody's monkeying with the parts. Keeps them nice and clean and dry during shipping. Open her up. We got our little thank you kit. This has your lifetime warranty registration card. You'll want to use that, register your warranty, good to go. Got our little instruction pack. Exotic does good stuff with these. They're laminated. You don't have to worry about your dirty hands. Take your time, read them, check them out. They've got your pattern and your spec. There's a lot going on here. There's bolts that go on the inner row. There's double studs that go on the outer row for your windage tray. There's a separate torque for everything. Make sure you take your time and understand it. If you've made it to this point, you're probably doing okay. Still, take your time, check it out. We've got our installation lubricant. These are more than enough. You could probably do almost 2 sets with the amount of lubricant they give you. So don't be too scared to use it. Put it where you need it. Keep everything spinning free. You've got these are going to be your tray nuts. These are your stud nuts. Comes with proper sockets for everything, because most of this stuff is now 12 point, which is really good for torquing. More surface area, more contact, more bite. So, little Allen key to spin your studs down. All the studs are individually protected. And then you've got your side bolts. So, good to see. Exotic does good stuff. Everything's always in good shape. We'll tear open some plastic and start doing some studs here. Okay guys, so we're installing our studs. You want to pay close attention. You'll see that these are different height. Like I said, your outboard are for your windage tray, which is going to sit on this guy like so. But you want to pay close attention. The studs are different. So you can see one's a little bit shorter, one's a little longer. The shorter stud has a deeper thread cut. This short stud, or the deep thread, goes outside. Even though it's a shorter stud, it's a shorter hole too. So you want to just pay close attention, make sure you're getting your deep thread on the outside, short thread on the inside. Otherwise, it's going to get real weird. And when you go to install your stud, you want just a little bit of thread lube. This is just a little grease brush. You can pick these up anywhere. It makes life a lot easier. Set that there. And again, short threads inside, long threads outside. Spin those in. We use our provided tool, makes life a lot easier. Just run them down. Now the instructions tell you to bottom these out. Not to torque them, but to bottom in the hole. I am of the persuasion I prefer to back them off. Some guys go a quarter turn, I like a half a turn. At some point in the torque process, the nut is going to start spinning the stud. You don't want to, these are a lower torque, 60 foot-pounds inner row, 50 foot-pounds outer. But, you know, you get into some applications, diesels in particular, you're running 200, 250 foot-pounds of torque. You don't want to drive this stud through the block. You want to leave a little bit of breathing room in there for that stud to turn. Ultimately, it might bottom out, but it's going to stop at some point and the nut will rotate again on the stud. But that being said, all we do is bottom them out, spin them out a half turn. Bottom it out, spin it out a half turn. Nothing to it. Grab your nut and your grease. It's a flange nut, it's real nice, you don't have to worry about the extra washers. Just spin it up in there so the bottom of the nut is lubricated and the threads. And put just a little smidge around on your studs. Like I said, it comes with enough lubricant. You could probably do 2 sets, so don't be afraid to use plenty. Obviously you don't want to waste it, but don't be scared to lube it up. You want everything to spin nice and free and easy. Run these down simply by hand. Finger tight. Again, make sure your stud is not bottomed in the hole. And just finger tight. Now that you have all of these set and ready, you should be able to start your side roll bolts. You want to make sure those are installed, not torqued, but installed at least. You never tighten anything basically until you have everything started. So make sure you put just a dab of grease on those and get those started before you start torquing. These are your side rows, they come in. Okay, we're ready for torque. We've got everything snugged up, ready to go. All our studs are held a half turn out, our nuts are finger tight. We've got our side row bolts installed, just not even finger tight, a thread away, so no interference from those guys. We're going to torque these to 60 on the inner row, 50 on the outer. You're going to follow your sequence from the center out, working, and pretty cut and dry. It's all nuts and bolts. So you want to go, we went a little over there, 61. You want to go in one long, smooth sweep. You don't want to herk and jerk and stop in the middle. So we got everything's torqued. This is our last outer one. We're going to 50. You want to make sure that you switch. Once you get to your outer row, follow your sequence. Stay at 50 foot-pounds on the outer, 60 on the inner. Now we're just going to grab something a little smaller. We're going to get our side bearing bolts installed and torqued. Those are 20 foot-pounds, and goes pretty simple after that. So you got 21, and then I think you want to step over to 22. This one wasn't as close as we thought it was. Who put this in? So on and so forth. Okay, so guys, we got everything torqued. This crankshaft ain't going anywhere. Depending on your vehicle, assuming most of them are like this, you're gonna have to hog out these two holes. Windage tray doesn't quite want to sit down. Just take a little step bit. These are also the mounting points for your pickup tube. So other than that, pretty straightforward. Reassemble opposite of the direction you took when you got here, and go out there and tear them up.